Welcome, folks. This is my channel, Old Times Are Not Forgotten, where I read old newspapers to you. Today, we're in the Roaring '20s, and the Roaring '20s had some very strange hats.
This lovely design by tent maker of Beverly Hills contains a hidden two-way radio transmitter with corset stays providing the concealed antenna system. Note the casual effect obtained by the use of rare musk ox feathers.
Today's paper is the Rochester Democrat and Chronicle from New York, dated Monday, January 1st, 1923. Let's start with some camera news. How's the air up there? Major Mite, Clarence Howton, the smallest man in the world, called to pay his respects to President Harding at the White House, and the little fellow could hardly breathe in the rarefied atmosphere when an average man held him up to his shoulders. Felt like a mountain climbing experience to the major. He's only 28 inches tall, weighs 19 pounds, and is 18 years old. At birth, he weighed 9 pounds and managed to pick up the other 10 during the 18 years of his existence. He is 2 inches shorter than the famous Tom Thumb of the Barnum fame. To 1923 cries a chorus of feminine voices as the clock strikes 12, and this quartet of well-known screen beauties, Patsy Ruth Miller, Helen Ferguson, Claire Windsor, and Eleanor Boardman, raise their cups. Chocolate cups, aren't they?
It's March 1927, and here's the world's champion woodchopper, Pete McLaren of Australia. The man who went to Holland to teach Wilhelm, the Kaiser in exile, how to cut wood, is giving demonstration of his ability in Boston. This is really letting the chips fall where they may. Let's have a look at the champ in slow motion. One whack and it looks as if McLaren has chopped enough wood to last all winter. Pete McLaren of Australia, chop off the old block. At Lexington, it's October 1925, time for the 33rd annual running of the Kentucky Futurity. Rounding the first turn in the last heat, Aileen Guy already has one win to her credit, and Ben White's great stepper looks as if this might be another victory. The crowd gets thrill of the day as Aileen Guy trots to triumph, and for the victor, purse of $14,000.
Once too often. As the oats on her hat nodded and trembled, they persistently tickled the ear of the man seated next to her. He stood it for some time. Then he took a huge pocket knife out of his pocket and began to sharpen it on the sole of his shoe. "Oh, what are you going to do?" cried the girl. "Oh, don't you worry, miss," said the man, testing the edge of the blade on his thumb. "But the next time them oats gets in my ear, there's going to be a harvest." Girls define flapper. In answer to a questionnaire circulated among the girl students of Adelphi College, New York, the modern flapper was defined as flirtatious, brainless but harmless. One student considered a flapper a girl between 15 and 21 who is flapping between girlhood and womanhood, while another branded her ultra-modern sister as a flippant, flighty, forward, facetious faker, primarily interested in clothes, boys, and herself. 1923 gets rousing welcome from gay crowds that pack dining halls, liquor taboo. Rochester greeted the new year with all the spirits of its pre-Volsteadian predecessors, but despite the display of enthusiasm and hilarity, there was a surprising lack of the stuff forbidden by the Volstead law. The celebration to mark the arrival of 1923 was undoubtedly the driest ever held in the history of Rochester. It is impossible, of course, to determine what brand of liquor was consumed behind closed doors and darkened windows, but as far as the celebration in the city's public places is concerned, it may be said that liquor was conspicuous by its absence. Sounds taps on bridge to mark passing of Old Year. Continuing his custom of the past 18 years, George A. Hebling of number 73 Byron Street sounded taps on the passing of 1922 and greeted the arrival of the new year with the notes of the Star-Spangled Banner, America, and other patriotic selections. A minute or two before midnight, Mr. Hebbing stood on the South Goodman Street Bridge over the canal bed and sounded taps. Before the last notes of his cornet had died out, the air was pierced by the tooting of factory whistles and the ringing of church bells. But above this din, residents in the vicinity of the bridge heard the clear notes of the Star-Spangled Banner. Mr. Hebbing has heretofore sounded taps for the old year and greeted the new with patriotic airs from the Court Street Bridge. But because of plans to dismantle the good South Goodman Street Bridge within the coming year, he decided to take advantage of his last chance to stand on that bridge and greet the new year. Little Mary was visiting at Grandma's, her first trip to the country. She was out in the yard and saw the pet peacock strutting and spreading its feathers. She gazed a moment and ran into the house. "Oh, Grandma," she said, "one of your chickens is in full bloom."
They're dressing and the things they do keep me guessing. I'm telling you, there's a trick in picking a chicken today. My gray-haired granny and sister Sue, I can't tell them apart, can you? There's a trick in picking a chicken today. You must be wise, you must be gifted to recognize a face that's lifted. Cause the way they're dressing and the things they do keep me guessing. I'm telling you, there's a trick in picking a chicken today.
Richards demonstrates his inflated rubber suit for ocean travel sand ship. Self-propelled by means of kayak-type paddle, Richards makes bold claim he could cross Pacific in this outfit. Wonder if he next wears ship's commission or straitjacket. In late 1920s, as you can tell by cloche hat and knee-length skirt of skipper's helper, forerunner of self-inflating life raft is unwrapped at Southampton, England. This seagoing saucer has to be inflated by hand pump, however. But look what's being added. Going down ways hand fashion, Southampton skiff slides across waters powered by outboard motor. Hats off to the inventor. And lady, how about doing same to yours?
Let's see what's playing at the theaters. At the Lyceum all week, Blossom Time, the greatest musical play of years. At the Rialto, every town seemed to have a Rialto, is Small Town Idol with Ben Turpin, Marie Prevost, and Phyllis Haver, family musical comedy. And showing at Faye's Theater, Other Women's Clothes with Mabel Ballin? Ooh, with a name like that, I think I better...
nothing sure. The rich get rich and the poor get children. In the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun? There's nothing sure. The rich get rich and the poor get children. In the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun?
Washington Chinese flapper to marry later. Mildred Wren, 17-year-old Chinese girl of this city, who has twice thwarted family plans for her marriage to George Nunn Lee, New York University student, by disappearing from her home here, returned again last night after an absence of a week with a New Year's resolution on her lips not to do it anymore. The young woman's engagement ring still glittered on her finger, and she told reporters the wedding probably will take place in the spring. In a written statement revealing that she had been staying with school friends here during her disappearance, Miss Wynn said she had left home on both occasions because she didn't want to get married and leave my mother.
Political first. In San Francisco, John Wong of Chinatown becomes first of his race to run for public office in America. It's August 13th, 1926, and Wong is hot after victory in primary election. His backers feel there's nothing wrong with Wong. Yep.
Paid in advance. An autoist who had the habit of driving somewhat faster than the law allowed was hailed before a local justice who imposed a fine of $15. The autoist drew out a roll of bills and laid a sum of money on the desk and started to leave the room. "Here," the justice called, "there's $30 here." "That's all right, keep it. I'm going out of town faster than I came in." Got his reward. "Redhead, redhead," small boys would shriek as I walked down the street, old Saul touching my curls with unmerciful tenacity. One day, as I passed my tormentors, one of them approached me. A grubby hand slid into mine. "Never mind them. I think you're pretty. The sunshine makes your hair all glad." The small chap went with me to the nearest ice cream parlor.
When Lindbergh was still an obscure airmail pilot and automobiles use as much water as gas, lessons in dental care are added to regular grammar school curriculum. Importance of dental care is taken for granted now, but here it's something new. Surveying the results of a semester of brushing up, school dentist gives his okay to this youngster's work, so rest of class goes back to work to scrub for his exams. Because of all this to do in the middle 20s, in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, these are the most sparkling teeth in town.